Welcome to a lovely moist summer's day in Great Britain, and today we're working on a wagon and we're going to be fitting this fuel lift pump, as the one in the back of mine doesn't sound too healthy. So let's show you the noise that I'm getting. So let's start it up. In the back of the Golf wagon, this is the same for the Bora and the hatchback Golf or whatever. So under the back seat you've got this cover. This is access to the top of the fuel tank, and in there is the lift pump. Now my one sounds like a tractor. I'd rather get it changed before it shoots some crap into the injectors and destroys the engine. So the first thing we're going to do is disconnect the battery, then we'll take this cover off. Got this cover off, you just undo these 3 Phillips screws and just pry that up with a flat screwdriver. So then we've got the power supply. Obviously I've disconnected the battery. You've got the sender and the return on the fuel line, so you need to disconnect them. There's a little clip just on the top side you need to press in and they pop out. Nice and simple. You may get a bit of spillage, but we should be good. That's them out. And to remove the electrical plug, you've got a little tab, you've got to push it in, push the plug down and it lifts out like so. So that's them disconnected. Probably better off getting a rag just to make sure when you get this off, don't get diesel all over your carpet and stuff. You've got this round ring that holds it into place. You need to get like a little flat screwdriver or chisel and a hammer and just gently tap that until it starts moving. A little bit more. And do it anti-clockwise. So make a note, there's an arrow which faces to that hole. This is very important. You need to make sure you get these arrows lined up, as when you put it back in, if you don't do it, you'll get a inaccurate fuel reading. So just be vigilant of that. Let's move these fuel lines out of the way. Alright, so that's that out. Let's move that to one side. So I've got a bucket ready as well, just to chuck it straight in. Let's get the rag to catch any wayward fuel. And then we pull it up. You just got to be careful with the sender unit. Oh, the diesel smells good. The spillage. And this is why you need the rag. Oh, lovely smell. And that's out. Transfer the rubber seal back over to this one. We'll get the new fuel pump in. I've transferred the seal over, and with this little sender you need to get that in first and do a bit of Houdini magic. Watch the wires, drop that in. Right, so that arrow needs to be lined up in there, so get that arrow lined up with that hole. Skipping ahead, this is about an hour later after installing the pump. In the video I actually said point the arrow towards that way. That was the way the arrow on the old pump was facing, but I was getting a low level fuel reading. So after a bit Google researching, this aftermarket one, the arrow needs to face straight back, where the stock one was facing that way. So just be careful of that. If you're getting a low fuel reading, could be that arrow. So yeah, back to the video. So now we've got that in, let's get these fuel lines back on. They just clip back on. And then get the electrical connector back on. I'm just going to give it one more tidy up, put this cover back on, put the battery on, and then we'll see how we go. So moment of truth, just going to prime it a few times. I can hear fuel going. Priming it a few times, sounds like there's still a bit of air in there, but it is very low on fuel. So the fuel gauge does go up ever so slightly, but it is very empty. Yeah, the fuel gauge is barely registering. But she's running. I actually think it was a bit higher than that before. Well, she's running. The fuel pump's not making a noise. There's nothing squirting out, so I think we'll call that a win. So yeah, new fuel lift pump fitted, and it's not making that horrible sound that it did before. So before we go, let's have a quick look at that old pump. Oh, she was nasty. She was nasty. There's a lot of algae and debris on there. As you can see, that definitely weren't in the best condition. There's also a little screen on the bottom. Let me show the camera. That gets filled with debris and stuff. So yeah, she's done a time. This car's done 133,000 miles. It's 16 years old, so yeah, definitely due. And I won't be using that diesel back in this car. It just shows you the crap that's in your tank. So I reckon my next job is service the car and change the diesel filter, because you don't want that stuff going inside your engine, diesel system, in your injectors and pumps and stuff. So yeah, nasty. Said in the previous video, I've got the service kit. It's all there, ready to go. So that'll be my next job after going to get some diesel and hopefully get a nice dry summer's day to do that. So if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, VW Manifesto, and I'll catch you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.